to bring you the best new music from across the UK and from around the world.
Trust us to be your guide to everything you need to know about music. This morning from 3 a.m.
One Extra's mixtape with Mr. Jam.
Mr. Jam is in the building. This morning from 5 a.m.
Raz Kwame.
It's heavy.
In new music we trust on Radio 1.
In new music we trust on Radio 1. Now it's Saturday night. It's Radio 1. It's drum and bass time.
It's Fabio. Thank you to Westwood Goldfinger for the last 4 hours. It's Fabio here. Welcome. Yeah, new time, people. Many thanks to the Westwood Goldfinger for the last 4 hours, blazing hip-hop, little touch of R&B, dancehall, bizzle. Yes, it's Fabio. 1 o'clock, baby. 1, 2, 3. Welcome. If you've never heard the show before, it's drum and bass for the next 2 hours. We've got a lot of things popping tonight. Coming up on the show tonight, we have the D&B Chart. We'll find out if Rufige are still number 1 with Monkey Boy. The Doc Scott remix. We got a chat with Verse, the mighty Verse. Of course, he works with Pendulum. I don't like saying Verse from Pendulum because Verse is a man in his own right. He does his own thing. And he's going to tell us tonight how he does his own thing. He's here with us for a hot minute. We've got a special documentary going out on Radio 1 tonight that I need to tell you about. We have got a new feature called My Rewind Track. The track you need in your record box right now. I'll be playing that for you. And we've got your Facebook shouts. All that good stuff. Lots of things happening. Got to tell you about a lot of things forthcoming over the next few months. Yes. Kicks off the show with the sound of Original Sin, a track entitled Decibel, a track that's blowing up the place right now. We're kicking off with the bangers tonight. No messing around. This track is causing mayhem on the dance floor. The sound of Serum and Bladerunner, a track entitled Snake Fist. Really excited. It's a new day, it's a new dawn. It's a new life for me. Started off all cheesy, but there's a lot of things happening in the show, so keep it peeled. We've got the D&B charts coming up real soon. We're going to play a couple more tracks and Get that one cracking. Anyway, enough of the talking. Check this track out. It has got the craziest bass drop. The Snake Fist. It's Fabio. It's Radio 1.
What style's that?
Well, if you must know, it's the praying mantis style.
Love the Kung Fu references in that track. The Snake Fist, forthcoming on Creative Source. Big tune around town. Big up to Ray Keith. Also big up to Bladerunner, Serum, all the mans running in your corner. Yes, a lot of things popping tonight. We have got a special documentary. I'm going to tell you a bit more about that after the next track. And I've got a reminder about the big night next week at Coco, the return of a legend, Grooverider. Yeah, that is going to be smashing. Coco, formerly known as Camden Palace, down there in Camden, London town. You got myself, you got Ronnie Sides, you got Marky, you got Jumping Jack Frost, you got Mickey Finn. All guns blazing, it's going to be big. And we've started a new feature called My Rewind Track. We've got loads of new features in the pipeline. Had a little meeting with my producer and my new cohort right across the road from where I live. So that was really handy. And we have come up with some plans. We've come up with a master plan. So we have the Radio 1 drum and bass chart. Well, it's Radio 1 and 1 Extra. Big up to Bailey. You hear the chart first on his show each and every Wednesday. Big up to the One Extra Massive. Big up also to Critty Chris. Right, time to change the mood. One of those guys making tunes for years and years and years. Just keeps himself quiet, just keeps bringing out quality. A-sides. Big up to you, sir. This is the new time. I'm digressing. 1 till 3, this is the way it's always going to be, hopefully. And if you've never heard drum and bass before, let's take a little listen, man. Big up to all my Swerve Massive. Big up to the Osh. All the crew that represent each and every Wednesday. This is yours. To the liquid vibe. Little jazzy flavours. The sound of A-sides. And a track entitled The Way You Move. Wicked stuff. Remember, we have Verse coming up a little bit later. He's going to be playing us a few tracks from his label. He's got an album, compilation album coming out with some wicked deep stuff in it. On Crunch Records, called City of Light. We're going to be featuring that in the second half of the show. So big up to you, Verse. Also big up to the Pendulum crew. What a year they've had. You know, from guys just wandering into a random drum and bass night in Perth to be mentioned on Coronation Street, man. That's big, man. So we're going to be talking to Verse about the whole Pendulum experience. He's been on the road with them, so he's got some stories to tell a little bit later. Also, a big shout out to Goldie. We're going to try and link something up with Goldie real soon, man. He's got a lot of products coming out on Metalheadz at the moment. And of course, he just got pipped to the post on Maestro. He should have won that, actually. So big up to you, Goldie. We're going to see if Monkey Boy is number 1 in our chart straight after this. Can't go nowhere without hearing something from Chasing Status. This is one of my favourite tracks from the album, More Than A Lot. And of course, we've done interviews with them, and we've done the recording session at Maida Vale. But you know, when an artist or artists are on the verge of that breakthrough, I really wanted to make it happen for them. And you know, it's good for the music, it's good for our scene, and it's a great album as well. So check this out, the Streetlife. Straight after this, we have the charts.
Every single day, something bringing me down. Now there's a war in the streets, the guns blaze up the town. If you are a real bad man, then you'll never back down. And I'm so can't play the tune of parade. If you don't understand my ghetto, you should have never come around. It seems like every single day, something bringing me down. Now there's a war in the streets, the guns blaze up the town. If you are a real bad man, then you'll never back down. If you don't understand my ghetto, you should never come around. It seems like every single day, something's bringing me down. Now there's a war in the streets, the guns blaze up the town. If you're a real bad man, then you'll never back
Loving that beat. Streetlife, Chasing Status.
You don't understand my ghetto.
Also, if you want to go on our Facebook page,
It seems like every single day,
you can have and watch video clips of the session at Maida Vale. See me interviewing Kano and talking to the guys, and watching the whole session is wicked business.
then you'll never back down.
So therefore you go to the fan site, and remember, if you want to join the Facebook fan site, all you've got to do is go to groups and just press join. It's as easy as that. And we're bumping up our figures on Facebook right now. We've got some big figures. We're on the way to catching Chris Moyles. You know, about another 700,000 to go. You know, it can be done. It can be done. Right, we have the charts coming up this week. As we said, last week's number 1, Ruffage Crew, Monkey Boy, Doc Scott remix. We're going to see what's popping. Press those buttons, baby. Number 10, Clipz, Loud and Dirty, and Audio Zoo, down to... 9. DJ Fresh, Golddust on Breakbeat, Kaos, and Non-Mover. Number 8, Subwave, Think on Shogun Audio, down 4. Number 7, Rufige Crew. Former number 1, big drop down. Monkey Boy, the Doc Scott remix on Metalheadz, down 6. Number 6, the Taxman, original Ninja on Ganja Records, up 1.
5.
Icicle, Spartan and Shogun Audio, down 2. The highest new entry this week, the only new entry this week, Chasing Status featuring Plan B, Pieces on Ram, in at 4. 3. Number 3, Breaks, Splash Slap on Quarantine, up 2. Number 2, Chasing Status once again, Take Me Away on Ram Records. Former number 1, Non-Mover at 2. That means we have a new number 1 this week.
1.
This is the One Extra on Radio 1 Drum and Bass Top 10.
It's that kid, the mighty High Contrast, Hometown Glory, the remix. This has been a sleeper, this track, man. It's been around for a little while. I think it took people a little while. When you hear it in a club, it sounds big. And it's great to see this at number 1 on XL Recordings. A label I know very well. I remember when they used to bring out Prodigy tracks and stuff like that. So it's good to see a little B&D. Bass and drum on the label, man. Number 1, Adele, Hometown Glory, High Contrast remix, up 5.
So thin and low pain. I love it to see everybody in short skirts, shorts and chains. I like it in the city when two worlds collide. Get the people and the government, everybody taking different sides. short skirts, shorts and chains. I like it in the city when two worlds collide. You get the people and the government, everybody taking different sides. Got my hometown, making more reasons to play. Got my hometown, I play. Got my hometown, making more reasons to play. Got my hometown, I made it.
Yes. Number one this week. That is a really, really good remix, man. You know, it's quite difficult to translate a track like that into drum and bass without making it sound really cheesy and kind of rubbish, to be honest. But he's done a wicked job of that. He's kept the kind of atmospherics and stuff, and he's really kept it real. So, wicked stuff. Speaking about High Contrast is going to be on Rob the Bank show tonight from 12. And he's going to be doing this thing called A to Z, where they're just going to flick through like loads of different tracks from all different genres, playing some off-key business as well, man. And here's a little clip of what Lincoln had to say.
Rob the Bank and Friends, the A to Z.
So hit me with a K.
Okay, K. It's Chris Christopherson with Sunday Morning coming.
It's unnerving that you laugh every time you sort of introduce something as if you're kind of playing it as a joke.
Well, I am quite amused that I get to play these tunes on Radio 1. Yeah, Chris Christopherson, Sunday Morning Coming Down. This is a tune that often got played in the car by my mum when I was a kid. So
I thought you were going to say when she was driving you to sort of a rave or something.
No, she does want to come out to the raves, actually, yeah, but...
are there still raves in existence?
Well, they call them raves, don't they? But really it's just club nights.
Just clubs that charge 20 quid to get in.
Yeah, you know, there's no chance of really getting a brick put through your window by a bouncer for not paying $5 for parking, so it's not really a rave, is it?
No. Okay, let's mellow out with some Chris Christopherson.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning.
Oh, no. Producer, please.
Didn't hurt.
Let's get some flashing lights going on, man. Right? Lincoln, I know the eclectic thing, but this time of the night, Chris Christopherson ain't really one. But no, listen to that. It's wicked because he plays a bit of everything on that. And it really ties in with the show, with the eclectic nature of the show. And Rob the Bank, big up to you also. But this is also High Contrast, and I love this, man. I think this needs to be out there, this track. Flashing Lights, Kanye West, and further proves that when it comes to remixing this kind of style, High Contrast is in a class of his own. Check this out. It's Fabio. It's Radio 1. New time, new business.
Katrina with no FEMA. Like Martin with no Gina. Like a flight with no visa. First class with the seat back, I still see ya. In my past, you on the other side of the glass of my memories museum. I'm just saying, hey Mona Lisa, come home. You know you can't roam without Caesar.
Yeah. Flashing Lights, Kanye West versus High Contrast. Yeah. Anyway, you can download Radio 1 and 1 Extra chart now for free on bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. That's right, you can download the chart if you so please. One more time, you can download it for free on bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. That's all good. That's big. We have got your Facebook requests coming up real soon. Remember, in the second half of the show, we've got my rewind track of the week. That is my big track of the week, which I will be rewinding. Hence the name. And we have Verse coming in talking about Crunch Records and the album City of Lights. Yes. It's all about the lights tonight, baby. It's all about the lights. We've also got a little documentary plug. A very important documentary that you need to be hearing. We're going to tell you about that in a little while. And this year, it looks like I'm going to the Mobos. Yeah, man, representing. Because you know what? There's no drum and bass representation at all at the Mobos. So I'm turning up. I might even hijack the decks. Yeah, man. Play some thug D&B. Go in there with some original sin, man. Say, feel a bit of this, man. Give it time. But I will be reporting from the Mobos. About what, I don't know, but, you know, I will go there with my mic and get some sound bites. See if you recognise this sample. Definitely can't say who made this track. It's entitled Stone Groove. It's Fabio's Radio 1. If you just joined us and wondering what the hell's going on, this is the new time for us. Drum and bass in your face each and every week from 1 till 3. Big things. Big shouts going out to Reese. Glad to have you back, son.
Drum and bass in your face. Radio 1 Drum and Bass Show with Fabio.
Stay awake to the ways of the world.
Sound of Vapor and Serum, State of Emergency. Naughty. Before that, we had Marcus Intellects, a track entitled Don't Sleep, coming out on Critical Records. Remember, we have Verse. Yes, that man is in, talking about his label Crunch Records. Also, he has an album, a compilation album coming out called City of Light. We're going to be speaking about that in the second half of the show. But it's time for some Facebook bizzle. And we're going to try and get you interactive with this Facebook thing. Because I read on the page the other day, some guy goes, oh yeah, well, Fabio never reads his page anyway. I do actually. To see how my count is going, you know? But if you've not done so yet, check out the Radio 1 Drum and Bass Show, the fan site with Fabs. Go to groups, you know how to do. You know the whole thing about Facebook now. We have video diaries on there, everyone from Hazard to Shy Effects to lovely B-Traits to Eveson. We've also made another scrapbook as well, loads of photos of guests we've had in the last few weeks, or over the last few months actually, some behind-the-scenes shots of them, etc., etc. So, big shouts going out to Dave Reynolds in London, Roger Bandit Clifford. What a name. Roger Bandit Clifford down there in West Midlands. Emma Spears in Bristol. Robin Cooper in Leicester. Matt Asker in St Albans. Also Jamil Abdurrahmani in Bournemouth. Ben Keeler in Oxford. Ryan Crouch at their Stover Community School, and David Clark in Nottingham. Big ups to you. Time for some more shouts to get involved with this, man. Also, what we're going to be doing, we're going to go interactive with the Facebook business. If you want a track played on the show, all you have to do is write or suggest it on my page. It's got to be done on my page though, man. Because I know I've been talking about doing this old school thing. I'm going to be doing an old school show. A couple of them. Got a few plans in the making at the moment on the old school thing. And so I've been telling you to give us your suggestions on old school tracks. And I've been inundated. So what we're going to do, if there's a particular track you want to hear, and this is just a random selection, a random choice, we will pick out a track and we will play a track from a listener each and every week. That sounds real good, man. So that gives you incentive to get involved. If you want to hear a tune, holler at your boy. And we'll make it happen. Right, time for some more Rear Groove business, man. The original of this is a track called What You Want to Do for Love. Tupac covered it. And it is just one of the most beautiful soul tunes ever. Absolutely love this. Sending this one out to Charlotte. Yes, yes, baby. We've also got some news on a documentary that will be going out on Kelly Osbourne's show. We got that coming up a little bit later. We're going to tell you some more about that in a little while. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1, it's drum and bass till 3 o'clock.
It's a UK thing, it's a worldwide thing. Drum and bass on Radio 1.
Why don't you go play the jukebox?
What do you want to hear?
Just play anything.
You want to for love, but you don't. Do for love, but you don't.
Wicked stuff. Sending one out to Giles Peterson. Giles, I know you'll know that track. Also to Jumpin' Jack Frost, to GQ, to Andy C. I know they always listen to the show on the road. Big up to you, GQ, all the Monday Club, massive. Some of your Facebook shouts. Going to Laxman Patty, to Bradley Williams, Lee Grange, Nathan Brace, Andrew West, Jack Attack. I could make a joke about that, but I won't. Martin Golob from Croatia. He says, your shows get me through the days, listening over and over again on my MP3. Couldn't live without the BBC. Wicked. Jimmy Best from New Zealand. He's saying, Jimmy here from New Zealand. Yeah, I just said that, mate. I couldn't live without your show. Oh, God. Do you two know each other? I'm a bit addicted at the moment. Mad respect. Anthony Coyne in North Jersey. I MC'd for you at the Ocean Rooms in Brighton earlier in the year, and you rinsed out an unexpected old school set. Big up. To Bata Hunker. Damn, what a name. I love that. I can't stop dancing when I'm into your show. I just found my favourite radio show. Keep up the good work. And to Brian Bodnachuk in Chicago. And this is a brilliant, unexpected link. He says, I'm talking about he wants me to play a track. And this track featuring the Stevie Wonder sample For Once in My Life is absolutely banging. I can always count on you to bring the heavy hitters every week. And I've got that track right now. Because this track, this is perfect for nighttime radio, man. It's so hypnotic, so atmospheric. Absolutely love this. It's called New Dawn. Check this out. This is proper business, man. Maybe the first time I heard it, I actually thought the vocals were out, and it's not. It's been really cleverly put together, man. If you're listening in headphones or you got a wicked car stereo, pump it up. Fabio till 3.
The Radio 1 Drum and Bass Show with Fabio.
So hard, so I'll be strong. For once I can touch my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone born like you would make my dream come true. Yeah. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not a lonely
Email the show, fabio@bbc.co.uk.
For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. So I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you. Oh, what's in my
There we go. That's going to Brian. Going out to Brian. I am not going to attempt to say your surname again at this time of the morning. That one's going out to Brian in Chicago. He requested The New Dawn. I love that. And if you want to do that, hit us up on Facebook. Just hit me up on the wall and my peeps will come and filter out all the great requests and we will play. We will pick one a week, or peck. We'll peck one a week. But that is happening, so get involved. Yes, yes, yes. Still got loads of things going on before the end of the show. Big shout out to Delisha. Yeah, yeah. And good to see my boy come down from Cardiff, representing. Yes, yes, yes. Doing all the hard work. We've got a new team. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Right, we're going to do this documentary clip that I've been telling you about after the next track. And it's got some very important information, so check it out. Straight after this one, remix time. Big tune from last year that Grooverider smashed. He played it like nearly every single week, man. And I'm loving it. Big shout going out to SS, all the Formation crew. Big shout going out to Influx UK. Also, big shout going out to Robbie the Desert Rat. He's one of them people that always reminds me. He's like, yo, you don't check me, you know. I'm always listening to your show, you don't holler at your boy. So, Robbie, I'm giving you some love. Also, big shout going out to Tendai, Chris Interface, to Addiction. Also to Aaron J, to DJ Flight. All my massive, this is yours. Remember, keep it Radio 1. Gonna be giving you a rundown of the whole day coming up real soon. I was very nondescript about one of my honchos. James is his name. Anyway, time to change the whole tone of the programme. Because I don't know if you was around on a Friday afternoon. You might have heard Grooverider on Newsbeat talking about his time in Dubai. And it was like a confessional, really, man. It was really deep. And here's a little clip of it now.
I'm actually okay. I'm a bit numb. To be totally honest, when I was actually there, I didn't really notice what was going on, you know. I didn't really think about it. I never really noticed that I'd been there until I came back home and seen what had changed. I don't know, man. I'm just glad to be back home, man, after that night. It's a bit of a nightmare, you know, so I'm kind of happy to be back home.
And if you want to hear a special documentary about Grooverider, he'll be talking about his recent arrest, imprisonment and release from a Dubai prison on The Surgery tonight with Kelly Osbourne. Also, the show will be looking at how to travel abroad safely, what customs to obey when you visit foreign countries. That's tonight on Radio 1 from 10 p.m. or listen again on BBC's iPlayer. You need to listen to that. I've heard it and it's deep. It's very, very deep. Anyway, here's one for the Grooverider, a track entitled One Drop. This is Caliber. I'm telling you what, man, this is proper old school Caliber. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1. It's drum and bass until 3. We have got so much more to come in the second hour. Blasting off some interviews. Playing some more big tunes. Oh, remember, I've got the Rewind track. That's a new feature. My biggest tune of the week, getting rewound time and time again. Right, time to draw for some beats.
The Radio 1 Drum and Bass Show with Fabio.
It's Radio 1. Time for your drum and bass injection. Drum and bass, 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 drum and bass. Liquid funk, sound of Fabio on Radio 1.
Dragon title One Drop. That is deep, man. Sending one out to the Carter. Yes, yes. Also going out to the Bristol Massive. Big shout going out to Ben from the Insiders. Also to Eveson, to Ronnie Size, to Die, to Clipz. Yeah. Remember, we're doing the old school show soon. And we've been asking for some suggestions, and you've come up with some wicked stuff. Jamie Bogus in London, he says Rage by Doc Scott, Give a Little Love by Nookie, Foul Play Being With You, most definitely. JJ and Richie, Case Closed, Bad Tune, and Fugitive by Fugitive. Nathan Bray says Foul Play Being With You, that's come up once again. DJ Trace, Inside Information. LTJ Bookham, Take Me Away. And Alex Reese, Feel the Sunshine, an absolute must, most deaf. Daniel Morrison says Arsonist by Urban Shakedown or Super. I said not Super Sharpshooter. It's not going to get played. Do you know how much time? I'm in Swerve, right? And Swerve is like a liquid club. It's very mellow. And I just get random people asking me for Super Sharpshooter. It's like, how is that going to happen? It's not going to fit into what I do. Go away. And another thing, do not come up to me with mobile phones in clubs with names of tunes on it. Because I warn you, the next time anyone does that to me, I'm going to take the phone and I'm going to smash it. Right? Because I had that 4 times last night. I'm trying to work. If you were sitting down at your desk at work and I had suggestions for things for you to do and I was flashing a mobile phone in your face, would you like it? No, you wouldn't. So please don't do it to me. It really, really annoys me. Zachary Staines in Riseborough says PFM, the Western Tune with MC Conrad. Richard Evans in Langton says Dillinger and Grimy. And Callie Gardner down there at the John Cleveland College, he says Back to Your Roots. Johnny L, that's not really old school. I'm talking about probably before 2003. Or maybe the turn of, maybe 90s. 80s and 90s, man. Let's keep it like that. But keep writing in with your suggestions. Wicked stuff. And you know, Zink's my boy. He made Super Sharpshooter. I'm not hating on it, but it's not going to get played on my old school show, okay? Track entitled Dog On by Dave Owen. We have the verse interview coming up after the next track. Time for some chord changes, people. Love that track, Dogon, or Dogon. Dogon, I don't think so. Listen, I've got to tell you a story. A couple of weeks ago, I went to a premiere of a film called How to Lose Friends that is out this week. And the most embarrassing thing was, I got there and I didn't know everyone had to walk through the red carpet. That is just the most embarrassing thing ever. I was like, there must be a back entrance. I'm kicking off the back door and I'm going in. There's no way I'm walking through this red carpet. Anyway, when you walk down the red carpet, you can kind of feel paparazzi thinking, who is this guy? Is he a footballer? No, he's not. Is he was he at the Olympics? They couldn't figure out who I was at all. I wanted to say, I'm Fabio, because I saw Edith Bowman there. And I just needed to run to her for some solace. I don't know how they do all that. And everyone's standing there posing in the... Oh, please. And then, Gillian Anderson, who was in the film, what they do at the beginning, that before they show the film, they get all the cast up. She's 8 months pregnant, and she had a pretend fight with the director, who knocked her to the floor. She fell over some side hoardings and was nearly badly injured. Thank God she wasn't. But it was the most surreal night of my life. Anyway, something completely different. That was just random. That just came to me. I was like, damn, crazy night, man. Verse. You might know Verse from Pendulum, but he's a multi-talented guy. He produces, he's got his own record label, Crunch Records, and he has got a wonderful compilation album called City of Light out. And I caught up with him last week.
The Radio 1 Drum and Bass Show with Fabio.
Right, now we have a special guest, a guy who's multi-talented, a multitasker, a real multitasker. He's the last couple of years, man, he's been touring around being one of the frontmen of Pendulum, and he also, on the side, runs Crunch Records, one of the deepest labels out there, man, and I'm talking about real, solid, underground beats. So, you know, the man's just like living a rock and roll life right now. We've got in the studio the man they call Verse. What's up, man?
How you going, Fabio? You alright?
Yes, man. I tell you what, the last year I've very rarely seen you about, man. You've just been on the road like crazy. How's it been for you, man, with the whole Pendulum thing?
Well, to be honest, it's been pretty hectic, but excellent at the same time. You know, it's like I just had a holiday, and it's the first time I've had a holiday in 2 years. You know what I mean? So it's like it's been non-stop, 24/7. You know, when I'm not doing the live shows, I'm doing Pendulum DJ gigs, and when I'm not doing them, I'm doing the crunch gigs, and it's like
crazy.
Yeah, but you know, young, I'm just going at it right now, and it's just great to have, you know, the Pendulum affiliation and be able to do something else on the side and have people like you recognise that.
That's great. No, that is great to do that and to do your thing as well, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a great thing because, you know, as an MC, I don't think too much people have seen what you've seen, man. I mean, the last year and a half has been a real blast for you, right?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing, man. It's been great.
How did you get the hook up with Pendulum in the first place?
Well, when they first came over from Australia, I was working on a roster with, you know, unique artists, and they needed an MC. So I mean, I heard the talents is Vault, and so I was just like, right, you guys need an MC. You know what I mean? I'm going to complement the sets. I'm not going to try and steal the thunder. I'm here. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to add to it, and I grew with them from venues with 50 people in to, you know, I mean, up to 60, 70,000. We've played at festivals. You know what I mean? So it's just it's been the progression for the last 4 years. It's been such a pleasure. You know what I mean? And you know,
so is that how long you've been working with them?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know it was that long, man. And you know what's great? To see something come from like a seed, like from nothing, to grow into this big thing. And you know, when I knew Pendulum arrived, I mentioned this on the show the other week. I was watching Coronation Street and they mentioned Pendulum. Gail turned around to her daughter and went, what kind of music do you like then? And she went, well, I like Pendulum. And then Mum went, Pendulum. I was like, that's it. That's big things, man.
Yeah, we had a laugh about that before we went on at Reading Festival.
Oh, really? Yeah. So you did see that as well, yeah?
Yeah, no, we heard about it. I haven't seen it personally. We heard about it, but it's just, I keep saying it, but it's kind of like the right band at the right time. Do you know what I mean? It's like the whole rock band thing's smashing at the moment, and then the whole, you know, the new rave thing's really going well as well.
And D&B as well. D&B's on top of its game right now.
Getting mad love. I was just like, drum and bass has never been any better. It's like absolutely
for real.
smashing it. You
telling you, man.
A lot of producers seriously about to do what Pendulum's just done, and it's like I'd like to think that Pendulum's been a positive influence on the scene. It's opened it to that much more many people. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's just great to see where it's going to go because no one really knows.
No one really knows.
We're going to America in 3 days, and we're going to give that a bash, and who knows what's going to happen. We just go out there
and just see what's popping. Yeah. Right, now let's look. We've got to give some love to the album. Yeah. Right, the first track you're going to play from the album is what?
Well, this is my personal favourite. It's track by Icicle's cousin. It's called Proxima, and it's called Clear for Launch.
I didn't know Proxima was his cousin, man.
Yeah.
That crew, man. They've got the whole thing. Right, we're going to talk more about the influence of the Red Zone in Eindhoven, the whole Dutch sound. We're going to talk more about that after this track. Is Fabio and Verse in the house. That was Clear for Launch from Proxima from the album City of Light. Now, the great ethos behind the album is that it's all from Eindhoven, which is a tiny city in Holland. And it's all come from the club, the Red Zone, right? Which Martin used to run back in the day.
Yeah, well, I've been travelling to Eindhoven for many years now, and it's like Red Zone. It's one of those nights that they don't conform to the top 10 big tunes. It's like deep. You go in there, people aren't really going mad. They're just in the music.
Yeah, I know.
It's a really weird atmosphere. Amazing sound.
Yeah,
like it's really dark in there, and it's like a really good vibe. And Eindhoven's history for electronics is where Philips is based. So for me,
for me,
real,
it's like,
yeah, it's like this mad electronic industrial history, and it's like for me, it's like this album's kind of captured that, you know what I mean, in this moment in time, because Martin, I know he's moving on to dubstep, etc., and different genres, and it's like, to have him on here was really special, you know, just to give it that authenticity, because he was the one that kind of pioneered drum and bass in Eindhoven as it is, you know. And you know, with the whole electronics history and that, for me, it's kind of like, you know, Detroit in Europe. That's the kind of vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, Martin holds a special place in the whole canon of drum and bass, because Martin really was out making some out there stuff from ages ago. And you know, the real gully, grimy, deep sound that's coming out from guys like Proxima, Nympho, Icicle, you know, even the stuff Shogun's doing at the moment. That Martin has been really pushing that flavour out there for a long time, and even though he's moved on to other genres, that sound owes a lot to Martin, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the influence, you know, and they're vibing and bouncing off each other. And Icicle, man, let's not forget about him. He's absolutely killing it right now. And I think for the future, you know, I've heard some new bits from him. Just, oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. He's done some stuff for Shogun as well, man. That is just
get the hell out
so blazing. So blazing. And the funny thing with Icicle, he used to do more liquidy tracks with Switch and Lensman.
Yeah, exactly.
They used to do more kind of mellow stuff. And
toughened it up, fam.
He's toughened these beats up, man, and he's cracking at the moment, man. Yeah. So what track have you got from Icicle on the album?
Well, from Icicle I've got Give Me Just a Moment, which is a track on his own, and then there's a couple of collabs. There's Icicle Form, which is with his cousin Proxima.
Wow. Love that name. That's deep.
Yeah.
You know that ain't gonna be no nice little Motown-y kind of thing.
No, mate.
You know what I'm saying?
Icicle Form, and then there's Adrift, which is a collaboration with Nympho and one of the other guys from over there. He's also done off. So yeah, Nympho, I told him.
Very industrial indie.
The thing is, his name's Bardo, and I'm like, mate, you know, that's a good DJ name, you know, Bardo.
Yeah,
I can run, you know. And he's like, no, it is the Nympho, no problem. So
I said, you know, I played a track from Nympho on the show, and I was like, dog, you need to change up that name, son. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
you know, we're talking about it now, so
yeah, of course, you know. Right now, the next track you're going to play.
Right, yeah, the next track's going to be the track we're talking about, the Icicle Form. This is one for the dance floor, you know. DJs that like to roll in a mix and you see the crowd react when it drops in, you know what I mean? This is like...
It's one of those kind of beats, yeah?
It's heavy, you know what I mean? Solid roller.
Wicked. We have MC Verse talking about the label Crunch Recordings. Another track from the album, Icicle Forms. This is Icicle and Proxima, Family Business. Later on, we have lots of good stuff coming on, lots of crazy new tunes. This is the track from the album, Icicle Forms. That's the track Icicle Forms, Icicle and Proxima. That is from the album on Crunch Recordings. What's the idea behind the album, man? I mean, like to sit down and do an album, it's got a great kind of like ideal behind it, but with touring and stuff, I don't know how you got time to get the tracks, man.
You know what it was? I went there to do a gig in Eindhoven, and I went round Icicle's house, and between these five guys, I must have heard about. Well, one of the guys, Mind Mapper, gave me a 2.5-hour mix of completely unreleased tracks. So I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to choose the tunes? So basically I came back and I said to my flatmate Will, who works for Exit Records, I was like, Will, man, you got to help me out here. He's like, I'm going to do this album. It's gonna happen. I want to capture this moment because I know Martin's going off and Icicle do his thing. I want to get them all together.
Yeah, of course.
Let's just put this down in history, you know what I mean? And then from that, we just went forward and, just on the road, just coming up with new ideas, and bouncing off them, telling them which tracks I thought I liked. And like Mind Mapper, we put 3 tracks together from that mix that he'd done, and that actually made Crunch World. So it's like, we put tunes together and got it exactly right, and when they were happy with it, I was happy with it. And then the artwork was done by a local graffiti artist called Rosie, and it just all came together really well, and I'm just really happy it's now finally out. And it's just, you can just draw a line under it, you know what I mean?
And of course, Pendulum incredibly got this crazy backlash when the album In Silico came out. And you're a real part of the scene. You're one of the guys that are out there on the road, going to like nights like Grace and Swerve and Movement, and you're the man on the road. And what kind of vibe was you getting from people, man?
Well, gotta be honest, man, it was like some people,
you get a bit of both, don't you, really?
No one came up to me and was like, you actually, I don't make the tracks.
Yeah, of course.
But I know Rob really well, and I can see what he's trying to do. And it's like, Rob did not come from jungle ravers back in 80 whatever. He came in from Australia from a different angle, and he came from a rock band element, and he's found drum and bass, and he took it and rolled with it, and now he wants to move forward because that's just what he wants to do. And I think the amount of people, because whenever Pendulum's mentioned now on the radio, on the TV, it's drum and bass. Now that's got to be positive for the scene, because they might go back to like looking around, what is this drum and bass thing? Oh look, who's Subfocus?
Listen, man,
who's Noisia? Who's TC? You know what I mean? Or even
Dave opened up.
Who's Hazard? You know what I mean?
When I had them on the show, I told them, right now, success is, as an English thing, we have this thing about anyone who's successful, we feel that they're arrogant and we feel the need to tear them apart, right? Now, Pendulum, as you said, have come back from rock. They stumbled into drum and bass, like by total accident, by going into a club, hearing Messiah and thinking, you know what?
Getting hurt.
And getting hurt, man. And they went to the Radio 1 big weekend, which you was there, and they basically blew the doors open, man.
I mean, for us, that was the point with the live show. I mean, we didn't know what to expect. We got to the tent, we're like, is there going to be people here? We got there. Oh, man. It was rammed.
That was a seminal moment.
And we were like, is everything going to be all right? And we just didn't even think about it. It was like cruise control.
Yeah.
And then we look back on the TV footage and we're like, right, okay.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it's like, right, we've landed now. And then since then,
it's just went off, man.
Every show we record and listen back to on a tour bus every night, because we want to get better, get tighter, Each time we do a sound check, we'll bring a new tune into the set and try that out. And, the set always changes around, you know what I mean? It's like a moving machine, like a moulding machine, for the UK tour, we're getting these mad pixel lines put in behind the band, so it's like mad video. You get hit with the video as well as the bass now, you know what I mean? And it's like it's taking it up to the next level, but not forgetting where the roots of how Pendulum started. And,
of course, you never can forget your root, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like you haven't with the whole crunch thing and stuff like that.
I love it, mate. I've been MCing now for 14 years. Like I came, I've got to thank people like Clayton, you know what I mean, who gave my first gig in London.
Okay.
And, people like that who've supported me throughout the way. And, SP, D-Bridge, BC, DK, people that have...
Real cats,
Loxy, Inc., you know what I mean? People that have like... They were like, yeah, Ben, that's how you chop up a break, you know what I mean? That's how you make a bass go, what, you know what I mean? It's like... that for me is drum and bass, and Pendulum is now something that's an extension of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, they're a hybrid, man, and they've just gone off to greater things. Now, listen, before we go, give us your MySpace and all that kind of good stuff.
Cool, yeah. The MySpace is Ben the Verse, and the website is www.crunchrecordings.com.
Wicked, man. And what, are you going to release any 12s off the album, or is the album just coming out raw?
Well, the album's coming out raw. There's a CD with 12 tracks, and then there's a 3-piece vinyl. And yeah, and then obviously downloads are going to be a couple of weeks later. Let the vinyl do its thing a bit. There's a few people I want to thank for like helping me out with this, like Diamond, DJ Diamond. He's a top lad, and he's been helping out while I've been away and stuff. With people like Echo, like Adam, and then SP and obviously Joe Oakley, manager, and everyone that's just Bo, Heathmans, and Tony in Frankfurt, and people that did the mastering, and they all, because I know I haven't got a lot of money to put into Crunch, it's not a massive label, and they're people that really support me, and it's just really nice to have friends out there, you know what I mean?
And you know what, before you go, labels like Crunch are what keep the scene going, man. We've got to have these labels out there pushing the music, because we have our pendulums, and we also got our little guys that kind of do their stuff on their laptops, man, hoping for someone to pick up their tunes, man. And that's the real ethos of drum and bass, man. Pendulum is where you can get to, but we've still got to give these little guys hope and optimism to go out there and do their things. And a lot of these guys are young guys as well, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've got to help them to live the dream. Right, man, the last track you're going to play is...
Okay. Last track I'm going to play is the Martin track.
Oh, wicked, man.
Yeah, this tune's called Baby Baby.
And this is a special thing because it's the last drum and bass tune he ever did, right?
Yeah, and this one's for you, bruv, you know what I mean?
Of course, like man.
Fabio one, man.
Yeah, man. Baby Baby, dedicated it to me. Be careful, son. Be careful, son. No. Verse, listen, man, really, really good to see you.
Nah, thanks,
looking all tanned up and stuff, and you've been hitting the gym, I know that, you know what I'm saying?
Been in a beefer, mate. It's been killer.
Come on, don't even start. We'll talk about that off here, yeah?
Yeah.
But thank you very much. The label is called Crunch Recordings. What's the name of the album, Verse?
City of Light in the shops now.
Wicked stuff, man. The last track we're going to play, Baby Baby, Martin, Crunch Records. Fabio back after this. verse. Wicked stuff. The last track he played, DJ Martin and Baby. I love that track, and I love this track as well. We are running out of time. I've still got Rewind to play for you straight after this. That's where we're going to be rewinding a track each and every week. So it's kind of like your record of the week, but that term's been kind of rinsed out, man. So we call it the Rewind. So that's coming up after this. Time to get soulful. Been a bit, I'm feeling soulful tonight. Saturday night, new show, new dawn, new day. It's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. Just grooving. Wishing you was in LA, top down, driving around, 90 degrees. And you're in somewhere like Walthamstow, it's raining and it's cold. This is for you. Track entitled Go On and Cry. The Rewind after this. Told you, man, that is so wicked. Going out to my cousin Elaine, who took me to my first club when I was 12. Yeah, it was really naughty. But it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a place called Crackers in Wardour Street. And she used to dress me up kind of like older, of course. I think she put a grey moustache on me, actually. And we used to sneak in and, man, it was very soulful. So that's for Elaine, and probably get arrested for that. Elaine and Sharon, my lovely cousins. Right, we've got Keep It Radio 1, man. Best station in the world, no doubt. Best DJs. And remember, we have the whole section now, like an urban thing going on. So from 7 o'clock, you've got Trevor Nelson cracking off. Then you got Westwood and Goldfinger, 9 to 1. Then you got me at 1 o'clock. 3 o'clock you got Mr. Jam's Wine Extra mixtape. And that guy's hot right now. So catch the fire, 3 till 5. Then you have the mighty Rasquami, my boy right there, playing the best of British. Yes, yes, Radio 1 is on point. I'll give you the rundown for Sunday. After the new feature we got coming up now, Rewind, each and every week, the biggest tune in my box. Well, not actually, the tune that I'm feeling. Sometimes it'll be a dance floor thing, sometimes it'll be a personal one. And this is a mixture of both, man. Some old school jungle business. So get ready for the rewind, baby. Get ready for the rewind.
Gentlemen, if I bring out a woman tonight for a special night, we do it something like this.
Sound of the Papa Lover. General Degree. Yes, yes, people. I'll tell you what, man, when the bass drops in this, it's all over. Get ready for the rewind. Not long left. Yes, sir.
I'll tell you some big things I go and trust them.
Rewind that Fabio.
Man, if I bring out a woman tonight for a special night, we do it something like this. Tell us some big things I go and trust them and for real when I lie. When the girls them want the loving proper, who them send for the one proper lover. Proper lover will never say never. Always I deal with the girls them matter. When the girls them want the loving proper, who them send for the one proper lover. Proper lover will never say never. Always I deal with the girls them matter. Some big things I go and trust them and for real when I lie. When the girls them want the loving proper, who them send for the one proper lover. Proper lover will never say never. Always I deal with the girls them matter. When the girls them want the loving proper, who them send for the one proper lover. Proper lover will never say never. Always I deal with the girls them matter.
Angeles and big things are going cause the man's for real and we not lie.
Yes. Rewind business. You know what? I'm nearly out of here. Before I go, I've got to pick up Hospital Records because at the DMA Awards, which is the Digital Music Awards, this week was a very corporate event. Hospital won for the third time Best Audio Podcast, and they beat Fabric, Tune Up, Clash Music, and Book Slam. They were on the shortlist, and Hospital won for the third year running. That is big things. So respect to them guys. Also, if you want to catch Radio 1 or keep in touch with Radio 1 throughout the day, 5 o'clock you got Ras Kwame, 7 a.m. you got Chappers and Dave, at 10 o'clock you got Edith Bowman, at 1 till 4 you got Nihal, 4 till 7 you got the Radio 1 chart show, at 7 you got Nick Grimshaw and Annie Mac with The Switch, and at 10 o'clock tonight, remember, you can hear some of that Grooverider interview on The Surgery with Kelly Osbourne. Right as my paper falls to the ground, last tune. This tune, man, a little thing entitled Dreaming. It's one of those tunes, the vocal catches you a little bit at first, but when you hear this tune a few times, it catches you, man, and it's caught me, this tune. It's absolutely caught me. This is a world exclusive. You will not hear this anywhere else, not until Annie Mac or Zane Lowe gets old, which they will soon, so savour it. And remember, I played it first. Okay? Big up to Annie, to Zane, to Pete Tong, and to everyone who represents D&B on the BBC. Remember, this is the new time, 1 till 3. This is how we do from every single week. Big up to James and Alicia. Gonna love and leave you with this tune. Actually, rewind that Fabio. I don't want to talk over the vocals on this, man. So to my new crew, James and Alicia. What was that? Right, that's it. I thought I was going to hear some brap, brap, brap. Coming up next, Mr. Jam.
When I'm dreaming of
Right, that's me out. If you want to check the show out again, check BBC iPlayer. Coming up next, Mr. Jam, his first show at 3 o'clock. Big things. Passing over the back.
New music we trust on Radio 1.
Listen.